Welcome back to the channel, ninjas. Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming, and holy moly, do we got some crazy spoilers and some leaks. Also, if you enjoy the content, make sure you take a second, hit the like button, and also the bell button. If you hit the bell button, you'll be one of the first to get notified when a new video drops. Also, we are going to be cracking open this bad boy right here. This is a Saviors of Kamigawa Fat Pack. You don't see that every day. That's going to be cracked open probably in the next day or two. But let's get into what everyone's here for. There's a lot, so make sure you stay tuned for this one. First up, we got Deliver Unto Evil. I just like the name of that. And the artwork kind of reminds me of like a throwback. Or one of those, I don't know, one of those older paintings. I can't think of the name of it, but just beautiful artwork on this one. Great job. 3-drop sorcery. It's a rare. Choose up to 4 target cards in your graveyard. If you control a Bolas Planeswalker, return those cards to your hand. Otherwise, an opponent chooses 2 of them. Leave the chosen cards in your graveyard and put the rest into your hand. Exile, Deliver Unto Evil. Very powerful. You better believe for only being a 3-drop. I mean, you're going to see this getting a lot of play. It's very, very powerful. Choosing up to 4 target cards. And if you have the Bolas, which we'll go over Bolas also in a little bit in this video, and something that combos really nicely with it. But if you got the Bolas, I mean, holy smokes. You return those cards to your hand, all 4 of them. It's insane. Or your opponent gets to pick 2 and you get those. But not bad. Next we have Spar Creeper. It's a 3-drop common zombie. For 3, sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. You gain 1 life and draw a card. I guess that's if you used up all of your uncommon planeswalkers. You know, you can't put any more +1/+1s on them with loyalty. Just, there you go, sacrifice it, use it for something. You gain 1 life and draw a card. I like that. It's not too bad. Play, probably very limited. Commence the Endgame is a 6-drop rare. Amazing artwork on this yet again. Well done. Who did the artwork on this? Gnome Bradley. Hats off to you, sir. Hats off to you. It's a 6-drop instant rare. This spell can't be countered. Blue needed that, right? Blue needed a spell that just can't be countered. Am I right? They really needed that, so there it is. Draw 2 cards, then amass X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Mind you, there are cards. There's a land out there, which basically you have no limit to your hand. Pretty insane, and it's in the format. It's in standard right now. So just imagine if you're able to have just a bunch of cards you can draw up and have a huge hand. Also, you can amass X, which X can be a crazy number. Again, one more time for those of you newer, put X +1/+1 counters on an army you control. If you don't control one, create a 0/0 black zombie army creature token first. It's very powerful. I'm just not sure how much play it's going to see at a 6-drop. That is quite steep, though, but something to keep in mind. It is the end game. Next, we have the Elder Spell, which is going to combo nicely with something. We'll go to that in a minute. It's a 2-drop. This thing is just powerful. For all of you players out there who are like, man, I can't wait to make Super Friends. Super Friends. Super Friends is basically making a deck consisting primarily of planeswalkers that just, will take out your opponent. We're going to see those decks, but the Elder Spell, I don't think a lot of us were anticipating this. It kind of caught me off guard. It's only a 2-drop sorcery. It's a rare. Destroy any number of target planeswalkers. Destroy any number of target planeswalkers, and then choose a planeswalker you control. Put 2 loyalty counters on it for each planeswalker destroyed this way. Oh my god. Are you going to just get ridiculous? Whatever planeswalker you got, you're about to bring the end game, man. You're going to be able to use its ultimate, its finisher, its fatality, Mortal Kombat style, with no problem, and you're going to expedite that process. You're going to get there really quick. The Elder Spell is only a 2-drop. I was telling you guys, mono black is going to be insane in this meta. Not even mono black. Dimir is going to be ridiculous. We're going to see so much power coming out of black. Holy smokes. Elder Spell is nuts. The path to power is often paved with atrocities. Unbelievable. What's going to go with it? The Elder Spell with Nicole Bolas, Dragon God. We did talk about this once before, so I'll go over it really quick. Nicole Bolas, Dragon God, has all loyalty abilities of all other planeswalkers on the battlefield. That's nuts already. +1, you draw a card. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent they control. -3, destroy target creature or planeswalker. -8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. Well, the Elder spell over here is going to destroy any number of target planeswalkers. You ramp up your loyalty counters on your Nicol Bolas, annihilate all of their planeswalkers, and then you just finish the game by his finisher move. His ultimate is -8. Each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. Of course, this would mean, they don't have a legendary creature out. But nonetheless, Super Friends, you need to be very afraid to run nothing but Super Friends if you're doing that. At least Elder Spell is going to see sideboard play if you're going up against a deck that's running Super Friends. Elder Spell is going to be in the sideboard. You pull it out, we'll see. I just annihilate them. 3 or 4 copies, unbelievable. Or just mainboard it, whatever. It's pretty nasty though. And so is Nicol Bolas. Here's Arcane the Masterless. This is in the actual set. It's a leak here. Planeswalker. Legendary Sarkhan. Legendary Planeswalker Sarkhan. It's 5 to cast, by the way. Whenever a creature attacks your Planeswalker you control, each dragon you control does 1 point of damage to that creature. I'm still waiting to see another dragon pop out of this set. I'm sure we're going to see it pretty soon here. There's still like another, I think, 50 cards, 40 cards left to spoil, something like that. But that's pretty nifty. It's +1 until end of turn. Each planeswalker you control becomes a 4/4 red dragon and gains flying. That is pretty fantastical right there. And then -3, create a 4/4 dragon creature token with flying. I like this card. It's different. I think it's got to see some play. Sarkhan, I love Sarkhan. I love dragons. You guys know that. So I'm excited to use this in a build for darn sure. Sarkhan's going to be up there, man. Hot Laser Raptor. That's right. It's Hot Laser Raptor. It's a creature dinosaur. Vigilance. This one's like really hot off the press. It's got Vigilance. It takes 2 to cast in Celestia colors. When Hot Laser Raptors enters the battlefield, proliferate. One more time, choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. Dinosaurs are not out of the format just yet, man. They're going to be rotating soon, but we got a new dinosaur in the format. Pretty exciting. I wonder if we're going to put another huge dinosaur in this upcoming meta. I wonder how many dinosaurs you see in War of the Spark, but here's one right here. Not bad. That proliferate mechanic, man, is so powerful, especially up in Celestia colors. Oh, man. Nice. Explosion Zone. It's the land. This thing could be a game changer for sure. Explosion Zone enters the battlefield with 1 charge counter on it. You can tap it and add a colorless. For double X, you tap and then put X charge counters on Explosion Zone. For those of you new to the game, if it's double X, you basically got to pay X twice. So you're just paying 2, and then it equates to 1 charge counter. You pay 4, it equates to 2. You pay 6, it's 3, okay? There you go. Put X charge counters on Explosion Zone. For 3, tap it, sacrifice Explosion Zone, destroy all non-land permanents with converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Explosion Zone. That's right. If your opponents are running a bunch of stuff, maybe a bunch of 3 drops or 4 drops on the field, and you could just sacrifice this, and Explosion Zone goes kaboom and blows them all out the water. Pretty cool card. It's going to change some things up. It's probably going to see some play in Modern even, but definitely all across. Commander, it's going to be an exciting card to play. Explosion Zone is pretty powerful. Next, we have, a lot of people were waiting for this one. I was one of them. God Eternal Alcatra, Legendary Planeswalker. It's a 3/6. She always has like a weak attack. You ever notice that with Alcatra? She's like, I just got this bow and arrow. It's from back in the day. It is what it is. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it's got double strike though. Pink them twice, man. When you cast a creature spell, create a black 4/4 zombie warrior token with vigilance. That is powerful alone right there. These gods are so powerful. Its next ability, when Oketra dies or goes to exile from the battlefield, you may put it third from the top of your library instead. The fact that this thing has double strike, and it just has to sit there, and whenever you cast a creature spell, you create a black 4/4 zombie warrior token with vigilance. Oh, this is such a powerful set, guys. I don't know what to tell you. It's 5 to cast. It's like if they would have made this, maybe, I don't know, in like the time 2, 3, 4 years ago, maybe even in Amonkhet, or whatnot. This thing, it seems like it would have cost 70 to bring this thing out. It's just so powerful. It's a 5-drop with the double strike, and then when you cast a creature spell, create a black. What? Run a bunch of like 1 and 2 or 3 drops, whatever, creature spells. And you can just play a whole bunch of those, and then you got a whole bunch of zombie warrior. I mean, you're just going to Pound Town. And they have vigilance. It's just, come on, get off me. Get off me. It combos well with those other zombie cards, oh my god, there's so much to talk about. I'm just getting too flustered. This is a great card. Know that. All these gods are going to see play, for sure. Next, we have Guild Pack Informant. Now, these cards, and there is a Jace, we're going to reveal in a minute here as well. These are from those Planeswalker decks, so keep that in mind. But this is a cool card. These can still be played in Standard. It's a 3-drop creature, Fairy Rogue, flying. Whenever Guild Pact Informant deals combat damage to a player or Planeswalker, proliferate. That's powerful, man. Flyers usually are the ones that do deal the damage to a Planeswalker because usually a person playing Planeswalkers has a way to protect their Planeswalkers, but usually they're like creatures that are like on the ground, So 9 times out of 10, you're going to get in with a flyer on a Planeswalker. And this would be one. And then you proliferate. Pretty powerful. It's a 1/1, easy to take out, but just something to think about. Next, we have Jace's Projection. It's a 4-drop. Cool artwork on this one. Creature Wizard Illusion. It's an uncommon. Again, this will be in the Planeswalker decks. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Jace's Projection. For 4, put a loyalty counter on target Jace Planeswalker. I guess that's cool. Put a loyalty counter on it. It's steep to cast, though. But put a +1/+1 counter, Jace's Project. In a Planeswalker build, I get it. But seeing actual Standard play, no, not going to happen. Jace's Ruse. This is cool. This is like Jace in like Minotaur form. It almost looks like it's in like some kind of ice build mechanized production, something. I don't know. It's a 5-drop though. Sorcery. It's a rare. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Jace Arcane Strategist. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. And what is Jace? Arcane Strategist. He's a 6-drop. Pretty decent artwork. Kind of a little plain, but it's Jace. I like the color blue, man. Blue is a lot of fun. Not my favorite color. If anyone can guess my favorite color, I'll give you a thumbs up. Okay. It's a 6-drop. Legendary Planeswalker Jace. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. +1, draw a card. -7, creatures you control can't be blocked this turn. Maybe if they would have made the draw a card +2 or something, it could have seen some play. But I just think, of course, it's a Planeswalker. It's a Planeswalker deck, Planeswalker. These don't really see that much play out of Standard, but or they don't see much play in Standard, or really anywhere other than the Planeswalker builds. But it's something to think about. Big old 6-drop. Again, that +1, draw a card. I like it. It's cool. But I'd rather just run tap free and just call it a day. That's about how I see it. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you got a favorite card from this set so far that's been spoiled, let me know. I'd like to hear about it. And don't forget, hit that bell button. If you're not subscribed, definitely go get checked out. See a doctor. There's definitely something wrong with you. I love you guys. Skadoosh.